chance to be dynamic. I don't think they love Sanders. That's where I think they're going.
Facts are, he's got one of the latest pro days we've ever seen. It's not until Friday. It's April 4th, and the Giants haven't even given him a private workout. They did go to a bunch of his games, and they like him. They like Shedeur Sanders, and obviously that's a possibility. There are two blue-chip prospects in this draft, and Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. If either one of them is at 3, the Giants have a competent enough quarterback room right now, and I could already feel that glare coming from across the screen, but a competent enough quarterback room right now where I think they can compete with a Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, and you have Malik Neighbors and Tyrone Tracy and now Hunter and Carter, and you have put this nucleus together, and the quarterback is going to be significantly better than what we got last year. Look, I know Saquon. Everyone gets very emotional about Saquon.
So you think they're closer to contending than we think?
Oh, I think
in the NFC East, with the Commanders and the Eagles.
I saw the Houston Texans go from a 2-pick to a playoffs. I saw the Commanders go from a 2-pick to a playoffs, and the Giants are going to have different players at positions that are cornerstone pieces, and they are going to be better. Last year in the draft, they got Neighbors, they got Tracy, they got Newbin, they got Drew Phillips. They went 1-9 in one-score games. And for all the Saquon love, and I love Saquon, and that was the perfect fit for him, they were a 3-win team in 2023 with Saquon, and they were a 3-win team 2024 without him.
Nice try. Where you live at?
I'm a New Yorker.
You're a New Yorker, right? Yeah. So you're very well connected,
I'm
obviously, to the NFL, and you're a New Yorker, and you know people within the Giants organization, all of that other stuff. So, I mean, I'm just saying it helps to be nice. I get that because you're being very, very nice right now. And I'm certainly not challenging your credibility because I know you know what the hell you're talking about, but you are being nice. Here's why. You're talking about the last couple of years or so, a record in which they had 9-25 over the last couple of years, okay? And I understand this cat Andrews at the left tackle spot. He was out for pretty much all but 6 games, and we get that part. He's supposed to be back this year. You had the 23rd ranked offensive line last year. We expect you to be better this year. I got that. That's nice. But let me go to you from the last, since 2011.
Okay.
0 division titles since 2011. 1 double-digit winning season. 11 losing seasons in 14 years, Peter. 11.
Oh, I know.
11.
Trust me.
Okay, all right. During this time, 79-132-1, 4th worst record in the National Football League, 2 playoff appearances, 1 playoff win.
You're talking about
the only teams worse than the New York Giants are the Jaguars, Browns, and the Jets. And you're going to sit here on national television in your debut on ESPN and say to the American public, the world, that the New York Giants are going to be significantly improved?
I think they will be significantly
playing in the same division as the Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders. Forget Dallas.
Look, I know. I have season ticket holders in my life from childhood to now. It's a miserable experience going to that stadium and watching them lose in honor of 2011 and 2007 and 1990. I get that. The pieces are now in place with young talent that they should be vastly improved, and Saquon wasn't going to save them last year.
I agree. Nobody said anything about Saquon saving them last year.
The Cardinal sin was giving Daniel Jones that money. It set them back 2 years. They made a mistake. They have a chance to rectify it in this draft with another franchise player. And if it ends up being Shedeur Sanders, that's not a reach. That means they actually felt comfortable because they don't feel like they have to get Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, with Wilson. And I don't know if I kill him for the Daniel Jones thing. He was coming off a playoff win. It was tricky to get rid of him in that spot.
Giants!
Giant football.
We're talking Giants!
Knock him dead. See you later.
Your first day on the job. Really.
The new mock draft out. Young fielding, Field Yates has his mock draft 4.0. And if we look a ways down in it, you would see the Steelers taking a quarterback, number 21, Jackson Dart. At the top, as many others do, he has Cam Ward going number 1 to the Titans and Shedeur Sanders 3 to the Giants. This I find particularly interesting, and let's bring Field into this conversation here. Field, talk to me about Shedeur going 3 to the Giants. They've made the moves that we've seen, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson. They have Tommy DeVito there. What's the thinking behind putting Shedeur at 3 to the Giants?
Yeah, we were just talking about this, Greeny, how the Pittsburgh Steelers last year added a couple of quarterbacks, and here they are, and it's already April, and they have no plan for 2025. So Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston both signed contracts that are certainly not reflective of guys that are sure bets to be your quarterback for maybe even a full season this year. And as a team, you don't plan on picking number 3 overall year in and year out. You can be just bad enough to be far enough removed from number 1 in the draft that you might miss out on a top quarterback prospect. The Giants learned that last year when they were at number 6 overall and tried to make a trade with the Patriots to get to number 3 overall, and the Patriots said, no, this Drake May guy is too good to bypass. So if the Giants are convicted on Shedeur Sanders, nothing they have done up to this point this offseason should hold them back from taking a player who could give them a chance to have a quarterback that could be theirs for the next decade. And I know that there are a lot of opinions on Shedeur Sanders. Mine is well stated. He's 16th overall on the big board. Let me just say this. We're in this era now where we're starting to see the haves and the have-nots with quarterback development. We have seen a lot of teams that have drafted quarterbacks high, done virtually nothing with them, and all of a sudden the second act of their career has become brilliant. Sam Darnold last season, who's now going to make a lot of money from the Seahawks. Baker Mayfield, we've seen Geno Smith in a much later phase of his career become a quality starter. I'd like to see some of these teams show that they have the goods to make these players, who may be imperfect, quality starters at the NFL level.
Do you believe the Giants will take Shedeur Sanders at 3?
I believe it's too soon to even say that. I know there's just 20 couple days left here, but Field Yates is right there. They haven't had their pro day yet. Mm-hmm. The Giants have not had a private workout with Shedeur Sanders.
It's this week, right? To be clear, it's this week?
Friday.
Yep.
They're going to have it, and it's one of the later pro days I could ever imagine, having it all the way on April 4th. But for anyone speculating that, like, it's right now the decision, it's still time to go. So do I believe they can take him? If they meet with him, if they have the private workout, they've seen him play, of course, and they've spoken to him at Colorado. But, like, if they fall in love with him, yeah, you can take him.
Yeah.
Sure, you could take him.
What were they saying at the owners' meetings? You were just
feels
there.
like Joe Shane, Brian Daboll, when they talk about this, are trying to sort of prepare the fan base for the possibility that they don't go quarterback at number 3. Because, I mean, to Peter's point, that it may be undecided, but it's also not a slam dunk, right? They're not so sold on whoever the option, whether Shedeur Sanders, whoever the option is going to be there at 3, that it's like they don't have to worry about it. We're definitely going to do it. So Travis Hunter or Jalen Carter, who are viewed as
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter, yeah.
Did I say Jalen?
Yeah.
If Jalen Carter,
that would be nice.
they should
take him, yeah.
Abdul Carter viewed as franchise-changing players, and if you don't think that the quarterbacks available to you at 3 are, then maybe it makes more sense to wait and do it later. Get a Travis Hunter and be thrilled about that for the next decade.
So, Grinny, for me, it's simple. And Phil used the word conviction. I'm going to use the word that Peter loved. If the Giants organization fall in love with Shedeur Sanders, you draft him at number 3. Otherwise, you draft Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, whichever one is available at that pick.
Field, final word.
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of people that are saying, hey, it's April 2nd. Obviously, the Giants don't love Shedeur Sanders because we know about it by now, right? Well, Peter mentioned the pro day, which is on Friday. I'll be there in Boulder, Colorado, which that could be a point in which the Giants fall in love. Also, while there are years in which you know who you love from the minute the guy declares for the draft, I'm just telling you, there are teams who have fallen in love with the player and then unfallen in love with that player and then fallen back in love with that player during the month of the draft. Stuff happens. I am always reminded of the 2021 NFL draft when the 49ers traded up to number 3 overall. We all thought Mac Jones is going to San Francisco. Well, he made it to San Francisco just 4 years later after stops in New England and also this past season in Jacksonville. Things can change even with just a few sort of relative hours left on the clock until April 24th.
Exactly. And while there are no hard, fast rules in anything, I would say if you change your mind 4 times about a player during a period of time in which he hasn't played a single game, you're probably getting the...
Nhìn kiểu bọn nó chi thức thế thôi, để cho bọn nó mà chơi kiểu như mình ấy, bọn nó chơi ghê lắm.